Give me 1 minute. Wait. Okay. So after winning the 3 states elections, okay, the stock market has raised nearly 2 to 3%. Okay. What is the reason for that? Stability in the economy. Yes. Prelims question can be as simple as this. Is the stock market in favor of BJP or Congress? No. Suppose there is a Congress in the center and Congress wins the seats, again stock market will rise. BJP is there in the center, BJP wins, again stock market will rise. Got it? Because why? What kind of stability? Policies. Whatever policies are there now, they will continue. It is not like whether they are good or bad or something. Existing policies will continue. That will be good for the economy. Again, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದೇ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So at least certainty is there. No confusions. ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ new tax will come, new problem will arise. Not like that. So that is the reason behind that. Okay. And so I hope you may be feeling cold and all suddenly since 2 days. What is the reason? So because of Michung. Okay. So what is this Michung? Cyclone in
Yeah.
Bay of Bengal. Okay. Why only in Bay of Bengal? Why not in Arabian Sea? How many times you heard of a cyclone from Arabian Sea? Why only in Bay of Bengal? Yes, Harish.
because of warmer air season, warmer air temperature, and tropical cyclones are usually towards the eastern sea, because when they start to originate from the sea, it takes a longer time for them to gain. In case of Arabian Sea, usually the end dissipation phase of the cyclone is there. In case of Bay of Bengal, the cyclone is still in the initial stages.
Why so? ಯಾಕಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? My question is, why always cyclones from Bay of Bengal, not from Arabian Sea?
Bengal is a closed
Okay.
temperature data compared.
Okay.
Sir, the temperature will be more in Bay of Bengal, sir, compared to the
if temperature is more, why?
Sir, low pressure will be low, sir. Because of the low pressure, cyclones will form.
Yes. So there are three. What are the, basically I'm asking, what are the conditions required for the cyclone formation? Okay. So it is not like that in that what you said. Okay, the direction, correct? So it is not necessarily true. Whenever the low pressure happens, low pressure means wherever the high temperature is there. High temperature means low pressure. Why in high temperature it should be low pressure? What is the relation? If it goes up, why pressure should be low? Question artha aitala? If too much temperature, why the pressure should be low?
They are inversely proportional.
What is the, okay, explain me the physics concept. If temperature is very high in this room, why the pressure is low?
Temperature molecules weight, so it rises up. So that's the pressure.
Why molecule weight will be less? You are right. Why it will be less? You are right. Tell me.
Usually in high temperature there is expansion.
That's what I asked. So in high temperature the molecule expands because of heat. Correct? So in this area, this much area, earlier, okay, 100 molecules are there. Now I heated this area, the molecules are expanding. Now in the same area, only maybe 20 molecules are there. So that means earlier 100 people are here, only 20 people are here. Earlier pressure is too much. Now pressure is very low. Got it? So low pressure creates because of high temperature. What is the temperature required? 22. It's around 26.5, 27, about 26, 26.5 degree temperature is required. But that is not the only condition. What is the second condition? What is the important condition? Okay. The temperature is more than 27 degree, 28 degree, 20, even 30 degrees sometimes in the equator. Correct? Why there also ocean is there? Yes or no? Indian Ocean is there, right? So why cyclones are not formed in equator region? Cyclone equator is there, Earth middle. Yavatara kelidira equator alli, is there any cyclone? One cyclone? Then no.
Sir, due to Coriolis force,
due to Coriolis force. That is the minimum condition. Coriolis force is 0 in equator. For simple thing, for any rotating object, Coriolis force will be there. Any rotating object. Even in park, you are having that playing thing, no? Makkalu kutkond aata aadtaralla, rotating. For that also, you can have the Coriolis force. You can, if you want to observe, rotate it and put a ball exactly in the middle. Nothing will happen. Even if it is rotated very fast, exactly middle, nothing will happen to the ball. Means ball will not be thrown away. But if you put even slightly, usually that is not possible. You will put somewhat slightly away. So immediately it will be thrown away. Yeah. But not like straightly. It will be in the direction like this or like this S-shaped, I can say. That is Coriolis. Any rotating object is having a force called as Coriolis force. Simple way in your daily life where you can observe the Coriolis force. Means the direction of the Coriolis force. If you in the toilet, if you flush, how the water rotates? Like this or like this? Cyclic or anti-cyclic? It depends upon where you are. You are in the north side. You are in India. Enamma?
Yes, sir. In northern hemisphere.
In northern hemisphere, it is anti-cyclic.
Yes, sir.
Anti-cyclic. So the water, if you flush, it will be rotating like this. If you flush the toilet in Australia, it will rotate like this. That is because of this Coriolis force only. In equator, how it will happen? If you flush, what will happen in equator? What will happen? No rotation. It will go straight. It will go straight because no Coriolis force is acting upon it. So same thing for cyclone formation. See, cyclone will ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಳಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ, ಗಾಳಿ ಸುಯಿ ಅಂತ ತಿರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is a simple example of cyclone that will happen on the water. ನೋಡಿದಿರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಓಪನ್ ವಿಂಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಳಿ ತಿರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾ? The same thing happen in ocean, but there it carries water, lot of water, heavy water. Because of its warmness, okay, it can carry huge amount of water. So it happens in Bay of Bengal, and the moment it comes to land, okay, why you only land? Why only India is target? Why can't it go towards that Malaysia, Indonesia? Why it has to come to India only? Why India only? Now you tell. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಮಿಚಿಂಗು? ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಡೋನೇಷ್ಯಾಗೆ ಅಥವಾ
ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಂಡ್ಸ್
ಹಂಗ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಏನಮ್ಮ? ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್
winds, easterlies.
Direction of wind flow. Okay, overall the direction of wind is from the west to east. In that direction, that you will learn completely in geography. The wind belt, how the pressure belts are there, how the wind moves from one direction to other direction. Obviously that. Okay, the moment it comes to land, like say this is water body, the moment it hits the land, what happens? The source of heat is disconnected. That source of heat is disconnected completely. We call it as the heat engine. So once suddenly it disconnects, so what will happen? Whatever amount of water it is carrying, suddenly it makes to fall on the land. That is what is happening. Chennai is under completely water. Correct? Complete airport is full of water. No flights are landing. They are coming to Bangalore. Okay. So even crocodile is moving on the streets of Chennai. Okay. So just 1 month back, they were asking for water, no Kaveri water. So now sufficient water is available. Okay. This is what happens, I told. 1 month, the drama, all this thing, suddenly something after some time. Okay. What happens? So this problem will be again sidelined. Again next year, not next year. When the drought is hitting, that time again the problem will come. So they will never try to find out a permanent solution. Okay. So third condition, why only Bay of Bengal? Usually the closer areas will get warmed very soon. Close area got warmed very soon. So when you want to drink tea in a hurry, you'll put it in plate and drink. Why? Because more surface area, heat will be dissipated fastly so that you can drink the tea or coffee easily. But in cup, the warmness will be maintained. Okay, the Bay of Bengal is a closed area, warmness will be very high. That is the reason usually it is not that in Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea cyclone should not form. Because of these three conditions, easily the cyclones are formed in Bay of Bengal. Nowadays, even in Arabian Sea, cyclones are formed. That is because of climate change. The temperature is also getting high. Why usually the temperature is? Because Arabian Sea, you see, vast area. So that means no closed area. Complete vast area, completely connected to Indian Ocean. So that much heat, 26.5 degree, easily not achieved there. So Coriolis force is there, but that is not achieved. So because of these reasons, always we see the cyclones. Mostly, I'm not saying in Arabian Sea will not happen at all. In Bay of Bengal, mostly it is seen. Usually, so every year you'll be seeing one or other cyclone. Okay. And cyclone hitting Tamil Nadu. Actually, after Tamil Nadu, it should come to Karnataka, right? Why it is going towards Andhra? Hinಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Cyclone hitting here, it is going in this direction. No, in any land surface it will not move. Then Andhra, is it not a land? No, not always necessarily true. I am just saying cyclone itself will not move on any land surface. Because the moment it is hitting the land, it is disconnected. Water will be poured in that area. Okay. So it is just because of the direction of the wind. Nothing else. If the direction suddenly sometimes happens, the prediction will be like Karnataka is not much affected by that. Suddenly rainfall happens here. So wind direction, if it changes suddenly, then it may happen here also. Again, anta special reason. Okay. Karnataka ಕೆಲಸರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So it is just because of the changing wind direction locally. Okay. So who gave this word Michung? ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರ?
So Indian Meteorological Department.
IMD ಅಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ. No. Who has given the word Michung? And how before, sudden hit already everyone knows the name. How it's possible? What is the next cyclone? Already name is advancedly written there. Next cyclone name is also there. Okay. So in advance, the naming will be done because we know that it will hit. Once so any cyclone hits next, that name is Michung is already ready. Then suddenly that name they will take and talk. Who has given this name? See, all the Indian means Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, all these states where the cyclones usually form, no, all these states will be giving names. I think this time this one is given by Myanmar or Indonesia. No idea. So okay, check it. Myanmar or Indonesia? Somebody has given. See, all countries will be giving name. So everyone's name will be taken in the order. Okay. So Myanmar. So Myanmar has given this word. So India has also given. So means list will be ready. Okay. That inside means order they will be taking next one, next one like this. It is not named after it hits. Is it clear? So all countries have that means they will suggest their names and Syria means in order they will take that. Any question on that? So this is political thing. If you want, you can read. Means about elections, what BJP did, what Congress did, all those. Okay, nationally dominant with a strategy that clicks. Yes, India disability inclusion and the power of buy. Okay, yaar guess ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನ? What is the meaning of this? Hello. ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? Okay, ಬನ್ನಿ I will give the approval. So ಅಲ್ಲ night 10 o'clock ಇದೆ. You can come by 10:15, no problem. Okay. Yes, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ meaning?
Until now, the policies have been more for the by the for the disability. So let it become by the disability. So they are also included in the.
So this is about disability and the policies related to who is making. Okay, it is not just related to disability for anything. For example, if who has to do make policy for women? Is it men or women? Who has to make policy for women? Yes, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. Who has to make policies for the women? Why? Don't you think that men cannot understand the problem of women at all? This is always a debate. Even UPSC asks that question. Do you think that women commission head should be women only or anyone? So there are many women who are not at all worried about concerns of women. There are many men who are mostly more worried of women problems and concerns. You cannot say like that. Okay, it is not like that only women can understand. You can say always, okay, women can better understand. Usually the words are very important. Usually the women problems can be understood by women. The same thing, disability. So if the disabled people are making policies for their group, okay, so that means that that will be good for them. Okay, so if other people make, you cannot say like that it cannot be good at all. It is possible that they can also understand. But usual thing, the tilt is towards whoever is facing the problem. Whoever is facing the problem. Okay. So if their representative is making rules or policies for them, that will be good. Okay. Because they understand the situation better, their plight better, their problem better. So India, disability inclusion. Okay. So in all sectors, see, disability may be because of his it may be like one organ of the, but does not mean that he is incapable of working. Maybe not suitable for some jobs, does not mean that he is not suitable at all. You know the best examples like Stephen Hawking, correct? So a great scientist who is sitting means by seeing that usually in society if you see people like that, what he can do? Only is a burden for the family, like that we'll think. But he sitting in that completely throughout his life. So he has spent on wheelchairs only, and even he cannot read, write so smoothly using devices. So that shows the best example, I can say. If you empower them, they can do wonders. It is not like that they are weak, they cannot do anything. Assume that that person not having any facilities, Stephen Hawking itself, no facilities. So what would be the situation? Just he would be another person, not even person, will be treated badly, just like a disabled like that. So just because he was having an option, at least some thing is affordable for him, so that he could be able to do that. So that shows if you provide facilities for the disabled, they can do wonders. Okay. So please remember the data always. Important data I'm saying. This is important. Globally, 1.3 billion people live with some form of disability. Okay. That means equivalent to Indian population. In whole world, if you put all the disabled people in one country, that will become Indian population. That much people with disability. Out of them, 80% live in developing countries. 70% of them live in rural areas. Why so? Why disabled people only take birth in developing countries? Why not in developed countries? Because of early diagnosis. Okay, means you know that medically advanced, they will diagnose before birth itself what are the defects. So they will take the decision beforehand. So that is again ethical dilemma, whether to take such decision or not. So whether is it good or not, that is another thing. But because of that thing, yes, 80% disabled people are in developing countries. Okay. And 70% of them live in rural areas. So in that also majority in rural areas. Okay. So disabled people are not given with much opportunity, much facilities. Because of that, they are living in poverty, lack of access to educational opportunities. Even they want to study, correct? Somebody has to take them to school, so that nobody is ready to do. If they are wealthy, they will do. Otherwise, their education is gone. Mostly it will happen like that only. Okay. They are ready to learn, but opportunity is not there. Informality and other forms of social and economic discrimination in all forms. The people will treat them as a burden only, no doubt about it. And according to English dictionary, for and by. What is for and by? Working for disables, working by disables. So somebody is making policy for disables. By means policy is made by disables themselves. That is the debate. Okay. So a case of inclusion. What data says? If, for example, always we have to do this analysis. For example, if we include all women in the workforce, all women means those who are ready to work, our GDP will grow by another 50%. Okay. The same way, so if you include all the disabled people, okay, what will happen? So global GDP, if you include all the disabled into the economy, global GDP will rise between 3 to 7% as per the study of International Labour Organization. So this is also not small. Correct? The price of exclusion, economic consequence of excluding people with disabilities from the world of work. That is a report name. If you leave them, what will happen? Actually, double loss. One side, their contribution is lost. Another side, you have to take care of them. For that, economically, loss is happening. Okay. So in rural areas, the challenge is even more because facilities are very, very less. At least in Bengaluru, for example, in cities, you have opportunities. In rural area, that is also not there. So you know that if you government is disable friendly, it is making the policies. So it is compulsory. For example, for ATM, it is compulsory that you have to give ramp access. Why? Because disabled persons should easily access. So if they cannot give ramp facility, that is a violation. Sometimes in some busy areas, no place at all. So I have seen one ATM, they have mentioned here ramp is not provided because the option is not at all possible. That statement they are putting means that shows that how seriously it is treated. Otherwise, they will put penalty. Okay. So even schools, ramps are compulsory. Public utility buildings, lifts are compulsory. Ramps are compulsory. Got it? Lifts or ramps, because they should not face that difficulty, accessing difficulty. They should not be depending upon someone. They feel inferior if it is done like that. Okay. Somebody's help is required for them because always we show sympathy towards them. So they don't need sympathy. Instead of that, they should be treated equally. If the facilities is provided for them, then they will come comfortably. Okay. The central and state governments have various schemes for person with disabilities and unique ID, that is UDID, unique ID for disabilities. Card is given, established as a part of Rights of Person with Disabilities Act 2016. So if you are not aware of this act, please go and do homework. Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. The first step is awareness to ensure last mile connectivity if the benefits enumerated for the people with disabilities by the government, which begins with the capacity building of the community leaders. So how we have to develop them? So at the grassroots level, the leaders should take this issue as a priority. So this line is very important. They are viewed as objects of charity. Correct, Allah? They are viewed as objects of charity. The moment somebody sees a person without leg or blind or someone, we feel like, okay, we have to donate something. That is not correct. Okay. So you should not view them like that. They are viewed as objects of charity, not as a persons with agency, with an ability to participate in the decision-making process. Okay. So you all know that Ira Singhal. Who is Ira Singhal?
2000.
So topper of UPSC means civil service examination, first rank, Ira Singhal, person with disability. Got it? So that is the evidence. One side women empowerment, another side disabled people can achieve to the top level. See, getting rank not because of disabled reservation or something. That is important, no? Because of disability, getting some rank, that is fine. That is also achievement only. But getting rank one means she is equally competing with the general merit people. General merit people, that is not small thing. So rural areas also have high agriculture dependence and face the heightened risk of climate calamities arising from rising sea levels, reduced access to clean water, food, hurricanes, heat waves, floods. So rural problems are all these things. So just imagine the situation of disabled people in that scenario. Okay, normal people itself facing such problem. How the disabled people can cope up with this thing. Okay. But if you give the opportunity, they can work. So okay, what is the constitutional point of view? What constitution says about disabled people? Where is the provision in the constitution? Anyone? For disabled people to help or to empower them, where is the provision? Those who have studied polity can say. ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನೀವೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. At least general first you have to say that, sir, all articles are equally applicable to disabled. First point. To be particular, ಯಾಕೆ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ದೆನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ, ಸರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್. ಓಕೆ. Right to live with dignity, is it not for disabled also? If they are facing humiliation, is it not against Article 21? Mat matadbekalva. Okay, particularly about disables. Harish, howದು ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಡಿಸೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ವಾ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
in DPSP.
In DPSP article number?
Forgot article number, sir, but I read
41.
it. Yes, sir.
Article number 41 talks about giving social assistance to, okay, disables, weaker section. Article 41 talks about providing support for these people. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಓದಿರೋರು. ಇನ್ನು ಓದೋರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವಾಗ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಹೊಸ್ತಾಗ ಓದೋರ್ಗೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಹಿಂಟು, ಓಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಓದಿರೋರು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿ. ಓಕೆ. And another example you can write in your exam is Spark project. Spark project, ILO and International Fund for Agriculture Development, International Labour Organization, as well as IFAD in collaboration with the Women's Development Corporation in Maharashtra are implementing the Sparking Disability Inclusive Rural Transformation Spark project in Maharashtra. This is in collaboration with ILO and IFAD and also Women's Development Corporation, WDC. So 3 organizations, 2 international organizations, 1 local organization doing the Spark project, that is a disability inclusive rural transformation. So we will include disables also in this rural transformation. They will also contribute. Okay. So important example can mention in your exams. And here those people trained as disability inclusion facilitators. We call them that is okay, DIFs. Okay. Then the last para, the goal of social justice cannot be achieved without inclusion of person with disabilities in all spheres of development. That is true. The same thing we'll write about women's also. Without women, the social justice cannot be incomplete. Same thing we are writing. The person, if you leave the disabled people behind, again social justice is not achieved. It is incomplete. Okay. Evidence shows bidirectional link of poverty, nutrition, and hunger. As a consequence, there need to be more inclusive opportunities. Yes, it is very clear. The poverty, the lack of nutrition, everything is related to even disability. The person with disability becoming poor is very high chance, unless he is having a wealthy background. Yes or no? It is understood. Not only him, his family also will become poor because to take care of him. And this is about again political thing. Win of BJP in 3 states. On recriminalizing adultery, we are going again one back step. What is adultery?
So having relationship with other people, despite of marrying one.
That word is important. In marriage system, if you are having relationship with other person, that is called as adultery. Okay. Unmarried, it is not applicable to unmarried people. So earlier, this law was there. It was decriminalized. What earlier law says? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ. What was the law earlier? ಯಾರಿಗೊಬ್ರು ನೆನಪಿರಲ್ಲ. ದೀಕ್ಷಾ. ನಮ್ಮ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ ತರನೇ ಇದ್ಲಿ, ಗೀತಾ ಅಂತ. ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೀತಾ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ. ಹರೀಶ್. Section 477 of IPC. ಹೇಳಿ, ಮರ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. Recently only I discussed. See, if a man is having illegal relationship with other woman who is also married, okay, so it's a criminal offense. Who will be punished? Only man. Woman is not punished. Okay, only man is a culprit. Whether man is having relation or woman is having relation, man will be the culprit. That was the law. Okay. So after long period, it was enacted during British time. So, but after long time, recently only, so they said that this is unfair. Why it is unfair?
Because even
One
women
is-
can have relationship.
Men and men both are equally responsible. Why you are? Second reason? No, that is the one you said. Second. What is second one? How you are talking about their private life through law? Why law should talk about it? It is their private life. Let them decide. The legal measure is there. If they want, they will get divorce. They'll come and take divorce on that ground. But why you are punishing them as a doing adultery? One is gender equality is not there. Second thing, it is their right to privacy, their private life. How you can do that? Then why British enacted that? Okay, why they did it? So earlier, seeing the condition of women means already she is like a secondary citizen. She is facing a lot of problems in the society, not empowered. In that situation, we should not make her victim. Okay, it's actually Macaulay, Lord Macaulay. Okay, says that no, this is it is not gender neutral. It is unfair to do like this. But still, they take it only in favor, on the side of men only. The punishment or the offense is only from the men's side. And what is the feminists say about it? What is wrong in this? Whether it is gender neutral or earlier thing. Feminists' view. It is treated like woman is a property of the man. Woman is like a property of man because there is, say, punishment in the horagodro correct. But it is as good as like if with the consent of husband are doing something, no problem. Okay. Somebody else is taking her his property. That kind of attitude. My property, somebody is stealing. Who is punishable? That person. Here also, his wife is having relation with her. It is treated like the property. So woman is treated like a property here. If she is not getting punished means not getting punishment means other person is taking her. Like that only it is treated. So woman is not the property of the man. So that is the right thing. Not necessarily feminist. Feminists have made us to understand. That's it. Is it clear? Okay. But now that was recently taken away. The parliamentary committee is recommending recriminalize the adultery. Means why? They are telling that if somebody is in the marriage, somebody is having the relations, illegal affair with other person, that is a criminal offense. Now they are saying gender neutral, whether it is man or woman, both are punishable. That point they have corrected. But recriminalizing, is it correct? Why they are doing? What is their justification? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? Why they are suggesting like that?
Sir, institution of marriage should be
yes. So they are telling marriage is an institution. It should be like very like how we treat temple, how so it's a sanctity should be maintained, pavitrate. Okay, so that we should not society should have that as a model. So for that purpose, that criminalizing is important, like that. But opposition is saying that you are saying that their life, their thing, that is not contributing larger to the society. It is their wish. If they don't want to be, if they know that wife or husband comes to know about other person's behavior, they have the option. They can always go for divorce. Legal option is available. Why you are making it criminal offense? What is your opinion? Before just highlighting that, ನಿಮ್ಮ opinion ಏನು? Should it be criminal offense or it should be out of that? So we should rest. That is a personal thing. First of all, it is good or bad or immoral or moral. Okay, it is a personal thing. Their life, their personal thing. So okay, if it is affecting the society, then even it may be affecting the society, but you cannot give like a moral sanctity. Individual life, okay, with whomever they want, they will live. Okay, if something is not acceptable to their spouse, they will take the action legally. That option is always available. So state should not interfere in that. That is also my opinion. Okay, so just to understand, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ. And quickly we'll see the evolution, how actually that law came, how actually that was discarded, how actually they want to infuse it back. So you all know that this is the world news, continuously news, that IPC, CRPC and Evidence Act, they are changing. Okay, but what they are changing, you can see one by one. The same thing they are putting again and again. So committee is of the view that institution of marriage is considered sacred in Indian society. So we need to maintain that, safeguard that sanctity. So committee has revoked earlier section 497 of the IPC, which was what Supreme Court said it is unconstitutional. But
should be only sparingly used.
where now or old one you are saying?
Recently, High Court of Karnataka passed one case regarding that because the complaint was the second wife of the. It had recently passed that 496 is against one person. And I told that it should be only sparingly used.
High Court said that.
High Court of,
No, why it should be sparingly used?
unless it's prima facie that duality has happened. In that time, let's not 496.
Okay, I understood. Means they are saying not in the first instance. Some other things are happening because of that. Because of their illegal relation, something is affecting badly. So in that scenario, we'll use this. That is the meaning of that. Okay, sparingly used. Not directly we are going to punish because of their relation. Their relation is disturbing some other things in the family or society. Then we will consider that. That is not the meaning of sparingly used. Okay, I hope I discussed that article also on that day. High Court is saying like this. That was a different case. Not day before, 1 month, almost 1 month back. So that is different issue. Like a person after getting married don't want to have physical relations with that wife. So you cannot say that it is a personal choice or something like that, right? ಏನಮ್ಮ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಏನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾರು ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆ ವಿಷಯ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಇದಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ರುಯಾಲಿಟಿ. Considered as a cruelty against women. Okay, so here 497 of IPC only penalized married men and reduced the married woman to be property of her husband. So adultery should not be a crime. It's an offense against marriage, which is a compact between two persons. If the compact is broken, agreed person may go for divorce or asking for compensation. That opposition is telling this. So let us talk about the history. Lord Macaulay, so he said when they were implementing this IPC at that time. Okay, I hope you know about Macaulay Committee. Do you remember which year? Do you remember which year? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ, ಓದಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ? ಓದಿರೋರು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? 1854 ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ. 1853 Charter Act ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ, which opened civil services, open competition. At that time only Macaulay Committee was formed. The same Macaulay. Okay, so he said, see ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಓದ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲಾ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ he said we cannot admit it. ಯಾರು ಮೆಕಾಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಅ ಮಾರಲ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನ್ ಅಫೆನ್ಸ್. ಎರಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಾರಾಲಿಟಿ. We should not interfere. It is not a legal offense. Okay, we cannot admit that penal code is by any means to be considered as a body of ethics. Got it? This is not a ethical body. Yado Supreme Court or ethics ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, law ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. That the legislature ought to punish acts of merely because those acts are immoral, or that because an act is not punished at all, it follows the legislature considers that act as innocent. Okay, he is saying that we are not here to make a punishment, to make a law with respect to immoral act. If it is illegal act, you punish him. It is immoral, they should not take it. Okay, so it follows that legislature consider that act as innocent act. Okay, so you are not supposed to consider the private life, bring that in the law ambit. That is what he is saying, unless it affects the legality aspect. But even after that in IPC, okay, so they added that the condition of the women in this country and the law duty to protect it. So women condition is very pathetic. So we should protect them. Again, we should not add them here and become victims of this something. In second, first is about Macaulay, when originally IPC was being framed. Next, in 1971, Law Commission in the 42nd report, they deliberately said, though some of us were personally inclined to recommend repeal of the section, some of the group members of Law Commission, we want to remove this section itself, but they did not suggest to remove. We think on the whole, the time has not yet come. Again, woman condition itkonde ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. The time is not yet ripened for radical change. So what we suggest, revoke the provision saying it was the right time. This is opposite. Right time to consider the question whether the offense of adultery is initiated 47 is in tune with the present day notions of women's status within the marriage. Okay. So, but they said that this is not correct. But what finally they did, that report is not considered. Okay. In 2003, third scenario, Malimat committee. Okay. So they reformed how to reform the criminal justice system. So Malimat committee, this is third one. First is Macaulay, second is Law Commission. Okay. And third is Malimat committee in 2003 said, adultery be retained as an offense, but on gender neutral. They changed one. So for men and women, it should be equally applicable, but it should be there. That is the Malimat committee recommendation. But that is also not implemented. Okay. But based on that, it was discarded recently. Object of section is to preserve the sanctity of marriage. They also of the opinion we want to protect this marriage institution. Society abhors marital infidelity. Therefore, there is no reason for not meting out similar treatment to the wife who has sexual intercourse with a man. That's what. So infidelity is infidelity. It hampers the society. So you also treat women also same on the same lines. Next. After considering all these things, what happened? In 2008, a person put PIL, public interest litigation. So it is affecting everyone. Anyone can file that public interest litigation. So that is Joseph Shine versus Union of India 2018. The person named Joseph Shines asked, is it not violating Article 32? That means the fundamental right of the citizens is violated. This is a right to life. In that you are interfering. So section 497 of the IPC is violating the fundamental rights. So court took it seriously and into the, okay, that person is from Kerala. He asked this. And it also clearly questioned that why only man? Fundamental rights are applicable for men and women. So you are putting complete burden on the man only. Got it? So that is wrong. It is violating fundamental rights. So then quote it. And assume that who can give complaint? That is also who can give complaint, adultery complaint. For example, a man is having relations with two families. This person, husband and wife, who can give complaint? This husband's woman cannot give complaint. Only husband can give complaint. Means other lady's husband is there, no? Only he can give complaint. What kind of fair, This husband's wife cannot give complaint. That wife's husband can give complaint. This is also not fair. It is also violating the rights. That was mentioned in section 198(2). Only husband to file the complaint for the adultery case. That means one side women they are excluding, other side also they are excluding to give the complaint. That means you are treating them as the property. Complaint kodakku option kottilla avaru. The center filed affidavit adadmele. So the present CJI was also part of that panel when the judgment was given. Okay, Chandrachud was also in that bench. At that time, Deepak Mishra was the CJ. Okay. So they said Section 497 made a husband the licensor of his wife's sexual choices. So this is clearly fundamental right violence. Means husband is deciding his sexual wife's choice. For example, if husband is okay with her relation, he will not give complaint. If he is not okay, then he will give complaint. That means who is choosing? Husband is choosing. So this is clear-cut violation. That's it. So here they are highlighting that. First is criminalizing is on the basis of institutional marriage, not about men and women. To protect institution of marriage, not in favor of people, persons. Second, treating women as the property. In both aspects, this is wrong. Okay. That last para is a very important aspect. What it says. And law, Parliament can make law again saying that it is a criminal thing. This is very interesting. You can use this in any of your answers. Already Supreme Court has struck down something. Still can Parliament make the law? They said that it is not a criminal offense. Now can Parliament pass it again and say it is a criminal offense? Because they are doing, will it be valid? Question artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ತುಂಬಾ important. Supreme Court said that it is unconstitutional. Now can the Parliament make same as they said that it is not a criminal offense. Now Parliament is making it as a criminal offense. Is it okay? Is it okay? Two things are there. Very important point. If it is doing the same without changing the base of the original event, then it is still unconstitutional. Without, for example, without giving the justification or particular base. This is first of all private right to privacy, and first of all, woman is not a property of a man. Two baseಗಳನ್ನ ಏನಾದ್ರು change ಮಾಡಿ, then if they make the new law, then it may be considered okay. But simply if they are saying that it's a criminal offense, again it will become unconstitutional. Same ground as it is implemented, it becomes unconstitutional. They have to give somewhat justification how it is going to affect the society in large. That is why we are making this law on a changes, then it is considered as a new law. Otherwise, the moment they pass it as it is, again it becomes unconstitutional. So ee parana neat agi odi kutkondu 5 to 10 minutes spend ಮಾಡಿ ಓದಿ ಇದನ್ನ. ಅದರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ರೀಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. Still it will become unconstitutional. Without changing the base, if you are simply passing it, it is unconstitutional. But if you are changing, you are connecting something, why it is illegal. If it is immoral, you don't have a right. That's what already said by court. That is a right, right to private. Okay, means what it violates, how it affects the society. You have to prove that in the law, then we'll take it as a new law. Otherwise, directly it is unconstitutional only. So wait and watch. Again, it will come into picture. But you read this. This you can use in any of your answers.